I am Moayad Alismail, and today we're going to explore the effects of ambient temperatures on sleep cycles. First of all, you spend one third of your entire life on sleeping, and we all know that poor quality of sleep is associated with various mental health conditions, while a good sleep quality leads to an active immune system, a better cognitive performance, and a decreased risk of cardiovascular diseases. Before we dig into our research, let me explain the stages of a sleep cycle. Stage 1 is called the light sleep, or the N1, which lasts for 10 minutes. After that comes a deeper phase of sleep, which lasts for half an hour, and then the deepest sleep stage, where your brainwaves are slow and you are in complete relaxation, which also lasts for 30 minutes. Finally comes the rapid eye movement stage, where your breathing becomes more rapid and your brain waves become increased. Also, your eyes jerk rapidly. This phase lasts for an hour. Our experiment was gathering volunteers and experimenting or testing the ambient temperature on their sleep cycles, and after they wake up, they would evaluate their experience by 6 questions in a survey. Day 1 was a 16 degrees Celsius ambient temperature. We could notice that they fell asleep the quickest on this day. Also, we noticed that in day 2, which is 18 degrees Celsius, there wasn't any major differences. However, in day 3, which was 20 degrees Celsius, we noticed that they had some difficulties when it comes to falling asleep quickly. Also, they had interruptions in their sleep. Day 4 was also similar. However, day 5, we noticed that they felt the most refreshed experience after sleeping. However, they had slight issues when it comes to falling asleep quickly. Day 6, we noticed that they had difficulties when it comes to staying asleep, as it was as there was a lot of interruptions. They woke up a lot of times during the night. Day 7 was also similar, and day 8, which was the final day, it was a 30 degrees Celsius ambient temperature. We can notice that the red color, or the did you have deep sleep, was the lowest. Also, the was it, did you have any difficulties when it comes to falling asleep? This was the highest grade or highest score, because they had the most difficulties in this day. This chart shows or gathers all the data, and with their average, we can notice that 24 degrees Celsius was the ideal temperature for waking up, as they felt refreshed. You can see here. Also, we had PSG devices that were connected to their brains and wrists, so that we can notice the brain waves and study them. Of course, I don't own this device. However, I've used multiple studies that used it, and I've gathered the data to come up with a conclusion. The conclusion was the body is still sensitive to the thermal environment, and commits thermoregulation even when it's not fully awake. This shows homeostasis, and also the third law of thermoregulation, or sorry, the third law of thermodynamics, which suggests that the head region has thermoreceptors that are able to cool the entire body, even though the body was covered with beddings or blankets. Second, as a person progresses from the waking phase to the sleeping phase, when it reaches the REM, an increased temperature is required to facilitate an uninterrupted deep sleep, which means that the REM phase is the most vulnerable phase when it comes to temperature, which also may affect dreams. Also, a temperature 24 degrees Celsius, as we mentioned, was the ideal temperature for waking up, and a person can easily fall asleep in a cold environment, as we saw when it comes to day 1, which was 16 degrees Celsius. It was the quickest experience when it comes to falling asleep. My plan for the future is to investigate the environmental factors on treating this sleeping disorders like hypersomnia and insomnia. And also, if we dig deeper, we can approach microclimates, not only ambient temperatures. What did I learn from all of that experience? I became a thinker and a knowledgeable learner who analyzes and takes responsible actions when it comes to solving complex problems. And also, I explore knowledge to make it to develop conceptual understanding as I understood how sleep cycles work. And also, I've gathered data and made graphs using different digital tools to become an inquirer. I developed this research skills to make connections and draw conclusions that are connected to issues to the local and global significance. Here are my references, and thank you for listening.